Hello everybody, how's everybody doing today? I thought you'd get a picture of Vivi here trying to lick snow, but now she's just sniffing. Sitting sniffing. So anyway, that's Miss Viv. I'm thankful for her every day, and you know what else I'm thankful for? Let me turn this camera around. I am thankful for you every single day because you come and listen to what I have to say. I appreciate it, both newcomers and my hangers on. I want to thank you so very much for all the lovely comments, the loving, the liking, the sharing, and the hyping. How's that hyping? That's something. All right. One thing I'm thankful for, like I said, is wee Vivi over there. I'm most thankful for her every single day. And I'm thankful that those two National Guards soldiers that were shot yesterday, I'm thankful that they're still hanging on. I just am. I'm thankful for them and all the support that they have all around the country. In Canada too, we're talking about it. I imagine all around the world they're a focal point of a conversation or two somewhere. So I guess there's a lot of positive energy flowing their way. So let's keep good thoughts for them and be thankful for every minute they're still here. Now the next thing I want to talk about is Kash Patel. Cash yap. That's all he does is yap. Do you remember when the conservative boy was taken away, shall we say? Do you remember when he was taken away and he couldn't wait to get in front of the camera and say, "We got our guy." "Oh, no, we don't have our guy." "Oh, we got our guy." "No, we don't have our guy." "Oh, we got our guy." And they didn't shut up about it. But have you noticed, now that it seems that EK seems to have moved on with JD, you don't hear too much about Mr. Robinson, the fellow with the pew pew. You don't hear anything about him anymore. Lots of other cases like that. They want to blame it on the Dems. It's all the Dems' fault. It's all their fault. They did. Like we put guns in our own hands and went out and did that ourselves. Well, turns out the fella in the case of the two guardsmen, he was an Afghan refugee that apparently it was all Biden's fault that got him here. But guess who vetted him? The CIA vetted him for a whole whack of time before he actually worked for the CIA. He was vetted more than any person would have been vetted trying to come into the country because of security reasons, war zone, all the rest of the stuff. All that stuff all came into consideration, and he was vetted more than we can even imagine. So there's that. And then after they landed, they were vetted some more at those camps. And then the Mango Moose Knuckle becomes the President of the United States and Commander-in-Chief. Well, turns out that his people aren't very swift. You didn't hear Cash App running out for him. "We got our man, we got our man." He's come out in front of the cameras and said, "We're still looking for him." They already had him in custody when he was saying it. But he was already in custody. So there was that, because he's an idiot. And this fella, the Afghani, actually lived in Washington State. He didn't live in DC. But they're going to send 500 more National Guardsmen there, even though a judge told them that it was illegal and they had to send all those people home. Now, this is going to sound trite, but if they had to listen to that judge, I know she put the 21 days in if they wanted to appeal, but those kids could have all packed up and went home and been home for Thanksgiving because they weren't supposed to be there in the first place. Who takes responsibility for that? Who's in power? But no, it's still Joe Biden's fault. Still Joe Biden's fault. I don't get that myself. I really don't. But yeah, we got to blame somebody, so blame Joe Biden, because Christ knows we can't blame him, right? The Mango Moose Knuckle. And now he's calling them all terrorists, and he's on this Somali kick. He's on that Somali kick because of Ilhan Omar. That's what he's on that for. He's always hated her. So all Somalis, they got no military, they don't got nothing. What are they even here for? They shouldn't even be allowed in the country. Goes on this whole terror. This man is losing his goddamn marbles. He's losing his mind. More and more every day. They should ask him, oh, good morning, Mr. President. How many marbles did you lose last night? That's what they should ask him every day. So this Afghan that did the deed, he was gone to so many immigration courts and everything else. He did the whole round of interviews, all the rest of the stuff. They vetted him, all kinds of stuff. But in April of this year, Kristi Noem, her Homeland Security people, gave him asylum in the United States of America. Now, the thing you have to watch out for is when he came over here, he was a grateful Afghan refugee. He was very grateful that he has a place to live and he doesn't have to look over his shoulder to see if he's going to be pewed to death in Afghanistan. Some of them left behind end up doing that. But all they could say at the time was, oh, Joe Biden left all those Afghan people that helped our soldiers and everything. Now they're saying send them all the fuck back. Yeah. This is one man, and God knows what he's been into in the last little while, because all the other reports came back that everything was good. But in the meantime, they fired all the top people that look into international and domestic terrorism. And who'd they put in there? They put in a kid that used to scan groceries. Yeah, grocery scanner. I think he was a paper boy too. 2 jobs, go figure. 22 years old, and they put him in charge of International Terrorist Watch. Yeah, this 22-year-old doesn't know his ass from his elbow, and they got him in there. Now, if he knew what the fuck he was doing, maybe that guy wouldn't have passed the latest round of vetting that he had when Kristi Noem gave him asylum into the country. Now, there's nothing we can do about that now, but what's happening now because of that is that gives those racist bastards a whole nother chain of thought and more people that they can go after. Take care, pretty puppy. That dog's gorgeous. So anyway, that gives them a whole new group of people that they can go after because they're not white. They're from the Middle East. Now they're so down on that shit, but he doesn't mind having Mohammed bin Salman sitting right beside him and laughing and feeling him up in the Oval Office, for Christ's sake. Did he spray him with all kinds of perfume too? I didn't mind doing that. So, didn't mind some guy that took bin Salman, the Prince Bonesaw there. Is he going after any Egyptians? Is he going after the Saudis? No, because they gave him money. They gave him lots of money. And I think Trump got screwed again because he got nothing out of Putin. He got nothing from bin Salman. Bin Salman stood up and said, well, there you go, we'll do some trade talks later, but we're going to give you this. And bin Salman goes, no, I don't think I'm going to do that. No. And Trump's not going to go up against him because Trump's got all those building startups, those 5 or 6 different construction things that he's going to have going there. Billions of dollars there. He's not going to tell bin Salman to go fuck himself. Because Salman will just go, oh, by the way, those buildings and all that shit, we went with somebody else. Just saying. So, yeah, that's going to give them license to go after a whole new bunch of people. And now that there's 500 more National Guard coming into Washington, D.C., because why? Just 2 days ago he was saying that it's crime-free, there hasn't been a murder in weeks in Washington, D.C., and Washington, D.C. is so safe. Really? It wasn't unsafe. This was a freak thing that just happened. That's what this is. And unfortunately, those two young people that should have been home with their families shouldn't have been there. Shouldn't have been there. None of those people, none of those National Guardsmen need to be in those places. They don't. They have enough with the 175,000 friggin' ICE people that they want to bring into the United States to do all that shit. They don't need the National Guard there. They're doing that, especially for immigrants that come from countries where the military is out there trying to scare the bejesus out of people. So, yeah, that's why he's doing it. Because he's a hateful, soulless bastard. That's why. And I'll be thankful when he's no longer in the White House, because Canada won't have to worry about him either, because he's a big pain in our arse. And I'm thankful that another 1 year's down, there's only 3 to go. Hopefully there won't be that many either. But anyway, I'm going to leave this here. I want to wish you all a gobble, 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 gobble. There you go. Nine Ann loves you. Be good, be safe. Please take care of you first so you can take care of somebody else. I love you. Mwah. Take care of you. Take care of you. Give somebody a smile. And please, somebody have a piece of pecan pie for me. Please. Nine Ann loves you. Take care. Have a fabulous, fabulous day.